What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Morning Movie Chat. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here on this Second Street Marvel today. And today we've got just a couple of things that we're gonna talk about. First, obviously the one thing we're gonna talk about is the skinny on Pattison, right? He's got everybody talking, and today we're gonna be giving you fitness tips from a YouTube professional, because everybody out there these days, or at least since yesterday afternoon, are fitness professionals. Welcome to the show, folks. Going right off the top, though, we're going to talk a little bit about New Mutants. New Mutants finally announcing a new release date. I believe, what was it, August 28th? Is it August 28th? They're announcing they're finally going to be releasing New Mutants. And what do you guys think about that? What's your level of excitement for New Mutants at the movie theater? I gotta tell you one thing. The more time has gone on, I'm getting more and more hyped to see this movie. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that, like, they're sitting there treating me like, what was it, the girl in that was it a Geico commercial with the guy with the fishing line? Like, oh, almost got you. Almost got it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what they're doing. Like, they're teasing me to death. And every single time this movie gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And I'm just like, oh, like, I just can you just give me this movie already? And then yesterday, even Josh from the Den of Nerds did a video yesterday talking about this movie and how they keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back, and how they should have just released it on home release to watch, you know, from the comfort of your home, while everybody is at home right now during the quarantine and everything, given the current situation. And I gotta tell you, I'm still against that idea. I don't want to see it. I think they'll still make more money. I think they'll still make more money at the theater in August than they would doing a home release. But you know what? I think I'm with him on this one. I'm ready to just see this damn movie. Just release it. Just, you know what? I feel like, what was that? What movie was that? Was that Purple Rain? Release it! Just release the damn thing. Was that Morse Day? Wasn't it Morse Day? Just put this thing out already. Just seriously, like, I just want to see this damn movie. You know, like, my level of hype is that, and I think they're doing it on purpose. They're getting me that hype for it. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, like I think everybody's wanting to see it now. Like, we know Trinity's wanting it now. Yeah, man, just drop this dang movie. Can you just give us the movie? Can you? You guys know how I love the theater. I'm ready to get back to the theater. I want to see this movie in the theater. I want to see it on the big screen. And it just seems like more time goes on and on and on, I just want to see it worse. Like, they're making this worse for me. It's ridiculous. Like, I can guarantee you 1 year ago, I would have told you, I would have laughed at you if you would have told me that 1 year from now, you're going to be so hyped to see this movie that you can hardly contain yourself. You're going to be yelling on YouTube about it to a crowd of awesome people. I would have laughed. I would have totally laughed at you. And you know what? I would have been right. It's ridiculous. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, because I just keep getting more hyped. The more, like, the closer we get, and the further it keep getting pushed back, the more hype I get. You know what I mean? Am I the only one that's hyped to see Anya Taylor-Joy come on the screen and yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Ilyana Rasputin, is she gonna get out there and ooh. I'm telling you, man, and just all the other things that we've seen in those trailers. I know a lot of people are out there talking about, like, it's going to be like a horror movie or anything like that. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be a little bit darker, just kind of, because kind of what's going on. But I don't think it's going to be like a horror-esque type of movie. Just like everybody's talking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness going to be a horror movie. I don't know that it's going to be a horror film. There might be some elements of that, because if you think about it, you can pull a lot of those kind of elements into something that's really, I don't know, I guess kind of how Kevin Feige described it in the first place. Scary. It could be scary and not be a horror. You know what I mean? And I think they could do that, especially, man. We're getting way off the beaten path here, guys. All I know is I'm ready to see this dang movie. I'm ready to just see this dang movie. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And we'll go ahead And we'll get here into see who all is here. We got Adam from Fanjection. Guys, did you guys go check out Adam's live stream this morning? It was good. You guys should make sure that you go check it out. He starts off the morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and well, that's 6 a.m. here on the West Coast. Hey, well, we're gonna be in lockdown for another 90 days. Woohoo! Lockdown. Isn't that what people call it? A lockdown? Nah, I don't know. I didn't pay close enough attention to the news yesterday, but they were talking about keeping us in these self-quarantining, these stay-at-home orders for another 90 days, which is completely ridiculous. But they were going to be lifting some restrictions on stuff like that, so yeah. Demogenai with a $2 super chat says, "Hey bro, how the hell are you? Doing well, man. Hope all's well with you, Demogenai. I seriously need to get a hold of you to bring you on the show for the Trailer Park Live one of these days. If we can get that worked out, even if we have to pre-record something, it's fine. But yeah, man, we need to get you on the show, man. I hope you're doing well. I was caught a little bit of the Dark Council this Tuesday. Good stuff, man. Of course, I always lately there's more people are streaming on Tuesdays, man. Like, it's getting tougher competition, so I'm having to jump between streams these days, and that's kind of how it's been getting here lately, anyway, with the quarantine and everything. Anyway, everybody's at home live streaming, and everybody's getting ready to go back to work. Things are getting ready to start opening up, and I'm sitting here like, oh, now everybody wants to start streaming. I see how it is. It took this whole month for y'all to decide to start streaming and give me some entertainment, right? Harvey Mirrorless says, "Oh no." Mike Porter says, "We've been clowned." He says, "Is that John and Josh?" Yes. That is John. That's John Campia and Josh from the Den of Nerds on Christian Bale's body. You know what? Because you know what? I'm going to be nice. But you can learn a lot from even a madman when he'll tell you that, you know what? It's amazing what a little picture of somebody's face with a clown nose on it does to people. The kind of attention it'll get you. So I just had I was just laughing about that yesterday. I watched Josh from the Den of Nerds video. I watched Campia yesterday, and I seen his rant because I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming when I seen his headline and everything on his video. I was like, ooh, I better stick around for at least this. And yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah, Will Morgan said, "Motherfucking Trinity." Oh, Captain Pennsylvania, how you doing? Oh, and W, thank you so much for being here. So Ryan H says, "Trim that thumbnail." I bet the Den of Nerds is upset about that business tier thumbnail lesson. I know. It's all your fault, Josh. It's all your fault. See what you do to me? What? Oh, man, no. I was getting ready to start singing some Queens of the Stone Age. I better not do that. No one knows. Dun, dun, dun. Lavis Blackman, thank you so much for being here. LB from the Lonely Banter. And guys, did you not check out the Den of Nerds live this morning with LB from the Lonely Banter coming on to guest with Josh from the Den of Nerds live? Man, that was great. That was a great conversation. And LB brought up some really good points. And if you guys don't know LB, you need to go subscribe to his channel. He always brings up great points, and he brings the fire, man. He brings the fire. And people don't always like it, and people don't always agree, but that's okay. That's okay. Because you should never fake the funk. It's okay. Just be yourself. You know what? That's one of the key things I would say of YouTube. You know, you see all these videos out there telling you how to be a better YouTuber and everything. You know what? The key thing is be yourself. Be genuine. You don't have to fake it. Just be yourself. People are going to like it. They're not going to like it. That's really about it. Kendall Davis, thank you so much for being here. Sinner762. Josh Mason says, "Love that thumbnail." David Fuller says, "Trinity, how's your workout plan going? You getting more woke than Battison like Josh?" Yes. Mike Porter says, "Trinity, you kill me. The whole world is fitness professionals." Absolutely. Fanjector says, "Hype equals 0. Den of Nerds Life says, "All that thumbnail." Yeah, I had to. That was just funny. Like, the old clown noses, they always seem to do it. Plus, we're going to get into my hot take in just a minute. Tarazan is here, says, "I'm still hyped." Yeah, I'm still hyped for that movie too. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, Adam, we learned about your opinions this morning. Keep your opinions on your own show. I'm just kidding. No, it was a good show too. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Some people are hyped for it. Some people aren't. I mean, because it's a universe that's dead at this point anyway. I mean, are they really going to tie this in to the MCU X-Men? I just don't see it happening. I mean, it's possible. Captain Pennsylvania says, I'm going to see that New Mutants. Absolutely. I know you are, man. And maybe we need to make August Mutant Awareness Month. I'm also going to read New Warriors. So yeah, I'm going to also. I'd see New Mutants on VOD. Doubt I'll go to the theater for it, though. Oh, fair enough. Lavas Blackman says, I'm going to start the chat and go see it in theaters and be on my phone. All right. Kendall Daisy said, even if they did it on Disney Plus, it's probably a trend because there is nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean it's gonna bring in viewers, but I mean I still think that they could make more money in the theater. I mean, I just think they do. I just think they do. Okay. Let's see here. David Fuller, go at Dinner's Live. Go hit those weights, boy. Yeah, man. Go hit those weights. Chillmonger says New Mutants. Yeah, I'm hyped. Oh yeah, heck yeah, Chillmonger. And we need to get together again one of these days soon, Chillmonger. But yeah, man, I know you're hyped like I am as well. Adio 2887 or 2877. Thank you so much for being here. Me and her in the same chat never works. Oh no. Eli Gray says, I think it's going to be amazing and surprise people. Yeah, I think it will too. And again, Dimajan, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I missed Adam yesterday, but we can blame Jason. All right. Oh, I just saw Josh in the thumbnail. Yeah, you like that? From the official Fox New Mutants movie site, The New Mutants coming soon to theaters. Genre's original horror thriller. Oh, okay. Really? Interesting. All right. Interesting. Yeah, and Dimash, yeah, we need to get together for sure, man. For sure, we need to. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. It's not over Batman until Adele sings. Okay, dude, so true about the thumbnail lesson biting me in the ass. Yeah, right? Funk Comics 814 says never fake the funk. Absolutely not. Okay, guys. Now here's the thing I want to talk about. Yesterday, John Campea went on this, on this big old long rant, and he got everybody going. And I knew that was gonna happen too. Like I just said earlier, I tuned in just for that. But I watched Campea. I watched the first part of his show just about every morning anyway, because there's usually about an hour in there of entertainment, or at least a half hour, in case you don't watch JB from Discovery Bay and check out his show that starts at usually about 9:30. Pacific Daylight Time. That's I don't know, later for you guys out there on the East Coast. What was that? 11:30? 12:30? 12:30. Anyway, you guys know what I'm getting at. So yesterday I was watching Campy, and of course he started going off about this article where Robert Pattison was being interviewed and talking about not lifting weights. He says that if you're lifting weights, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Is that true? What do you guys think about that? It seems like everybody all of a sudden had something to say about this, and I get it. Everybody's fitness professionals. We all know best. What's best for Batman. We all know best. What's best for Robert Pattison. Right? We know his physiology. We're his personal trainer. We're the director of the movie. Right? We know best. We know best. So everybody's kind of had a little bit of a take on this, and you know what? I kind of agree with a little bit of everybody when it comes to this issue. Just a lot. I mean, for one, I'm not sure how Robert Pattison is in his interviews and everything. Everybody's talking about he's trolling, he's joking. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. But everyone's a little bit right here, and everybody's a little bit. I can't even say wrong. Because, whether we're right or wrong doesn't mean that we're right or wrong. It just kind of depends on exactly what the situation is. It's really situational. But first, let's rewind a little bit of time here. Let's rewind some time. Because this is something that people have been bringing up in the first places. Remember back in the day, Christian Bale came in to play Batman in Batman Begins? And Batman Begins is my favorite of the Nolan trilogy. In case you guys don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the Nolan trilogy. I like the movies. They're good. I'm not saying they're bad. I myself am just not like a huge fan. I think they're good movies, but my favorite one is Batman Begins. There's the origins. You get to see him. He's out there training, learning everything. They didn't just Mary Sue his ass in, right? Right? Great movie. But it kind of made me think about some other things. Is remember, and I know people were bringing this up before, about a year before that, he had a movie come out called The Machinist. Yeah, he had a movie called The Machinist, and he was, man, did you see that movie? He was skinny as hell, man. He looked like one of my good friends, my good friend Bro Smith. Rest in peace, bro. I miss you, man. I love you, really do. But you know, we gave you shit about this even back in those days, man. He came out and he was skinny as hell. Like there was some shots like you could see his hips. I put it there in the thumbnail. I believe John Campea is all skinny in there. You could see his hip bones, and like he turned to the camera, you could see like the little bones in his back and his spine, and like it was, man. He really went deep, man. He really went deep, and we know, like, you know, couple, like, what is it? I think it was a few short years before that. He was in American Psycho, and look how buff, and you could see that the guy's fit. He takes care of himself, right? He looks like a seemingly fit and healthy individual. Well, you know, right around that same time, there's this stuff right here. I mean, take a look at this. Let's take a little bit of a look at this right here and read this right here. Due to his part in The Machinist, 2004, Christian Bale was vastly underweight, about 120 pounds on his 6-foot frame, when he was under consideration for the part. After being cast, he was told to become as big as you could be by Christopher Nolan. Bale underwent a 6-month dietary and exercise regimen, and ending up weighing about 220 pounds. 220 pounds. That's like 100 pounds more than 120 pounds. A little bit of math there. A little bit of math. I know that Common Core don't do you kids as good as they say it does. But look, old school math paid off there. About 40 pounds above his normal weight. 40 pounds above his normal weight. So normally, sounds like he's about 180. It was decided that Bale had become too large. Friends of his on the movie's crew dubbed him Fat Man. And he quickly shed about 20 pounds to have leaner, more muscular frame. Bale described the experience as an unbearable physical ordeal. You know, fast forward a couple of years later, there was a new superhero movie being made out there. A movie I really like, I enjoyed. It's called Man of Steel, starring Henry Cavill as Superman. And we all remember that, don't we? And speaking of which, I do agree with LB from the Lonely Banter and what he said about Henry Cavill. Because Henry Cavill, yeah, he's a great actor. He's a good actor. He does what he can do what I mean, he's just fine. But I do believe what LB said there with his charisma is, I wouldn't say it's zero, but it's pretty low. It's pretty low. But he is a good actor, and you know, he's good with the fans and everything. I mean, he's good at everything else. Sometimes I think a lot of this has to do with, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't have any charisma at all. Or, you know, sometimes maybe it's because you don't want to upset fans or anything, because we all know how fans are these days, right? We all know how we are. But the thing is he came in and he got fit to play Man of Steel, and they even said in that one, even in this movie, they said that he got too big and buff, and he ended up having to lose some weight. He lost a little bit of weight going into that movie because they thought he was too big. And you know, thinking about Superman, I mean, for what we see in the comics, I wouldn't say that he was too big. I mean, maybe a little bit bigger, but Superman's a pretty big dude. I mean, did we want him to be Christopher Reeve's Superman? Is that what we were after? I wasn't after that. So, I mean, is Robert Pattison trying to be Adam West Batman? I don't want to see that. But what about Michael Keaton? Was he super buff when he took the role of Batman? Hell, he was in a suit. He was in a big rubber suit. He didn't have to be, right? Christian Bale gained 100 pounds. to play Batman in a small amount of time. Small amount of time. 6 months? Okay, and you gotta think, 2004 to 2005, when those movies actually released, you know, the shooting schedules were a little bit different. So we're probably looking at maybe a year, could be a little bit more gap in between the two films that he had to get ready for it, to put back and get back to his normal weight for one, and then start putting on that weight. Well, we all know, you know, Robert Pattison, he, you know, and Josh was even talking about this, he looks like he's got a pretty good frame, he could carry muscle and things like that. Absolutely. And here is, you know, everybody getting triggered about these comments that he made about, you know, you being part of the problem if you're working out 5 days a week. You know what's funny is I remember, I think that was in one of the Patreon streams. I think that was in the Patreon stream. Josh was talking about that too, about The Rock, you know, and how The Rock does his things on Instagram, and he's always there working out and everything, like, and that can be bad too. So I know in a small sort of way, Josh sort of agrees with him here in that sense, but definitely disagrees with him here in what we're saying. In the same thing that John Campea says is like, you're playing Batman, bro. You need to get buff, and you need to be out there getting fit and dedicating yourself to the role. I absolutely agree with that 100%. Can anybody deny that if we're going to have a Batman, he needs to be buff? He does. Do we want Adam West Batman again? No. Was Adam West Batman bad? No. Adam West is the definitive Batman, right? The point being is, you know, all this comes down to, you know, just really just digging into people's words. You know, Pattison made some comments about James Dean and all that stuff, and you know, that everybody's absolutely right there. Like, bro, you're no James Dean, and James Dean didn't play Batman. You do need to take on some responsibility for this role. But how do we know that he's already not taken on some? We've seen photos starting to pop up online everywhere where he's looking pretty fit and buff. And honestly, here's the ultimate thing, I guess, really when it comes down to it. We see John Campea bitching about Robert Pattison Batman. We see Josh from the Den of Nerds bitching about Robert Pattison Batman. We've seen just about everybody else bitching about Robert Pattison Batman. Skinny Batman. I'm sitting here right now talking to you about Skinny Batman. And I'm telling you that every single one of us people sitting here talking about Skinny Batman, we are the peak. We are the peak of human fitness. Let me tell you. You want to do an ab check? You want to do an ab check? You want me to do an ab check, you sons of... I'm not doing it. I'm pudgy, man. Believe me, I've been losing some weight since January, working out and everything. I'm still a little bit pudgy. It's okay. And here's the thing is, like, I know that if I want to, I can slim all this down and I can be there in 3 months. In 90 days, I can be where I want to be. All it takes is tightening down those screws. It takes the knowledge of knowing what you need to do. It takes a training plan. It takes a diet plan. It takes all of those things. It takes all of those things to get your fitness to where you want it, to dial down all those screws. For me to trim back the weight that I need to follow a good fitness plan and a good diet plan. And I'll tell you, the one thing that's most important out of all of those things is the one thing that I didn't mention. Rest. You need proper rest. Then the second thing, most important thing on that list, is your dietary guidelines, what you're eating. These two things are more important than every single one of those weights that you're lifting every single day of your workout. They are the most important things, and there ain't anybody out there that can tell me different, because everybody out there knows it's the truth. Now, the next thing is Robert Pattison, whether he's trolling or not, he does have a point. Is you don't have to be working out the 5 days a week all the time and this and that. They're in quarantine. That's okay. They're in between shooting. Obviously, he must have looked good enough to where they were shooting in the first place, and now they've got to go back and shoot more. We haven't heard the director come in and say anything bad and say that he's too skinny or anything like that. But I will tell you this. I do think that rest is important, and maybe just during this quarantine time, I mean, here in the United States, where I live at, it's been just a little over a month now. Yeah, maybe Yeah, maybe about 6 weeks. About 6 weeks. Okay, so it's been about that long, and that's time where you don't have to be hitting the weights. If he was already at that shape, you don't have to hit the weights that hard. You can just sit there and maintain, and then when you know you're getting ready to go start shooting again, you ramp your diet back up, which he's probably keeping in check anyway, because he don't look like he's like me, who looks at pizza and gains weight. You get it back in check. You start hitting the weights again, and it's all good. And we can see that here in all of these examples that I'm telling you. Really, what I'm showing you is Christian Bale. He got too big. He had to lose weight. Henry Cavill came in. He gained so much weight. He had to lose weight. And that's okay. And maybe he's just at that point in his training. And we even seen where Christian Bale had said that it was such a grueling schedule. And we all know. Look at Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is another perfect example. I forgot to bring this one up. Hugh Jackman, when he got the role of Wolverine, and people have talked about this too, he was skinny, and he eventually got into the role more and more and more. And we're talking about that same thing with the progression of the Batman. From this Batman we're supposedly getting, we could look at all that too. That's all fine and dandy. We're starting with the younger one, and he's gonna age in time. That's all fine. That's great. That's a fine argument, and that's absolutely true too. But the thing is you still have time that you can make those progressions. And if you're going by a training schedule and you've been hitting it hard for those 6 months, following that strict dietary plan and that strict workout plan, you're ready for a break. And taking a little bit of a break, 6 weeks, 2 months, is not going to hurt your fitness that bad. You're not going to lose all that weight. It doesn't take that much to maintain. But the thing is you've got to maintain 100%. You've got to maintain to be able to put that weight back on. And Robert Pattison looks like he has the kind of frame and the kind of fitness. And like I said, he's not like me, a pudgy dude, which it might work to his advantage if he was, because you could put that weight back on and then trim back up. But I don't really think it's that big of a problem. I think that he was saying some of those things. I don't think he was 100% trolling, but I do think some of the things he was saying were a little bit outrageous in the fact that's where I think he was kind of poking the bear a little bit. But I think he's done. I think he's probably doing everything to prepare for this role. I think he's taking it serious, and I think he is. That doesn't mean that he is, but and that's the thing is. It just takes time, progression. And you go through those grueling 6 months, you're ready for a break. And then you can take the break, decompress and everything, and then get back into it. And that's also just something that you do anyway with progression through time. Even in my cycling training, what I normally do is I usually have, throughout a whole calendar year, I usually have a good 2-3 months time in there, which are really low on putting on cycling miles. It's just a progression. You got to give your body time to rest and relax, because these things are very important. For not only for your fitness, but for growth and things like that. But also, if he's gotten to a point where he's put on about as much muscle as he can, maybe he hasn't even plateaued, but maybe he's put on so much he can't really put on much more. So at that point, it's really more about maintaining and then kind of bulking up again anyway, because you can only go so much at a time as well, you know what I mean? And that's why we see like the progression of Hugh Jackman over time, from where he first started off to where he ended up at. Like, he couldn't have gotten Days of Future Past buff back in 2001 or whatnot, whenever they were getting ready to film X2. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have happened that fast. I mean, he could have, but it would have looked different. It would have been a different type of progression had he like all of that just stepped up. You know what I mean? It takes time, just like I've talked about before when it comes to fitness. Like misconceptions out there. A lot of women have this misconception when they think about lifting weights. It's like, oh, I don't want to get all buff, like that. Like, oh, there's some of those women out there from lifting weights. The thing is they took time and dedication. It took a lot of time for them to get that way. It didn't just happen in 6 months. It didn't just happen in a year. Now, it could, but you really have to dedicate and tighten down those screws. Now, the thing here is overall, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think everybody's a little bit right and a little bit wrong. So, I mean, what that comes down to is nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We all have our opinions on it. And I guess in the end, what we're going to have to do is wait and see how Robert Pattison Batman ends up looking. I don't really think there's anything to be scared of. I think he's gonna do a good job. He's an actor. That's what he gets paid to do. And if not, obviously we're probably just not gonna get a sequel. Now I do get one thing, like everybody else, LB and Josh were saying too, is like, man, we kind of been burnt by by Warner Brothers with some of these Batman movies. So everybody's skepticism is completely warranted, and I totally get it. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and get into that. Okay, let's see here. Now that I've flapped my gums for a long time. Okay. Pattison was totally joking around. I think he probably was somewhat. It was a great live stream. Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, the thumbnail thing. The thumbnails. Oh, and that one with the clown noses, that was a lesson I learned from a madman. The clown noses, they just, I don't know, they get people, right? People see a clown nose and like, ooh, a clown nose, I better click on that video. Noah Martinez, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. Been a while since I've seen you, man. Hope all is well with you. Josh Mace says, keeping it real never goes wrong until it does. Yeah, absolutely. Doing good was a bad couple of days, but on the rebound. Nice. All right, Eli, great, good deal. I am True Skills says, I don't think he has to lift weights, but if the character too skinny or fat, it'll be distracting. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All the ill. It was cringy watching Campia rant. Still sure Pattison will make up for the physique. Yeah, I'm sure Pattison will do just fine with the physique. Like I said, I think he probably got to a point, and he's like, here's the other thing too, when it comes to a lot of that stuff, is burnout. And burnout is a real thing, and burnout is a real thing. Overtraining is a real thing. Absolutely, 100%, it is a real thing. If you don't work out regularly, it's like you haven't followed a training program and got strict and really had to go out there and put in the miles. And like, I'm not talking about like, oh hey, I'm working out a few times a week. I'm losing a little bit of weight. I'm hitting some goals. Not like that. Like you're really, because like I said, I'm a cyclist, and I've actually gone out and done some racing. And I've really went in and dove deep into stuff, like the eating, the tightening the screws and everything. But like burnout is a real thing. Overtraining is a real thing. Your body doesn't even hit plateaus. A lot of it is in the mind. Your body don't want to. It's at a point where your body and your mind are fighting each other. I started to get there once a few years ago. And I was riding good. I felt good. It was no problem to go out and do the rides. But like every single time that I would be kitted up and getting ready, I'd kick my leg over the top tube, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want to go do this. I can't do this. I can't do another ride. I can't do 10 minutes. I don't want to do 10 minutes. Let alone the 2 hours that I have to go do right now. I just do not want to do this. But you go out and you do it anyway. Right? You go out and you do it anyway. But there comes a point where the physical reward and even the mental how would you say the mental getting hyped up, like it starts to gray, it starts to go down, and that can be a bad thing, because a lot of it is due to your mental state and your physical state, and that's when you really learn how much of it's all tied together. Because I'm telling you, overtraining and burnout, man, it's a real thing, and people slip into depression. It affects it has serious effects on their health too. So that's why you always got to be careful. And I kind of feel like maybe that's a little bit what he was talking about there. I kind of feel a little bit like that's what he was talking about. Like they're like, maybe he had overcommitted himself to it, and he was starting to feel some of that burnout. Agreed term. Batman Begins. Yeah, Batman Begins is the best one. It's the best one. And yeah, the Campia rant. Yeah, I seen that coming. I see that coming a mile away. And hey, man, it's okay. I mean, sometimes that's what we watch for. But you know what? I really watch for Robert Meyer Burnett. He's just awesome. He's an awesome co-host. You know what I mean? He's a great nerd. And I don't always agree with these guys, but it's just a good show to watch. They got a good amount of nerdy folks, just like great folks like yourselves. But we're not over there. We're here, right? Throw them horns in the air. Anyway, I don't get what he's trying to say. If it's about acting, I I have to say I prefer the acting methods these days than I do of James Dean era he referred to, but I do love the movies as well. Yeah, the movies were great, and yeah, James Dean, like, he never played Batman. Like, I totally get that argument. That's 100% true. James Dean was a great actor, but he didn't play Batman. He wasn't playing Batman. You know? The spine, that spine, man. Eli Gray says R&B's take on Pattison was much better than Campia's. Yeah, absolutely. Also, Keaton wasn't a ripped Batman. I think he takes the character serious. He did bulk up and work out. Yeah. He's sarcastic as hell. He rips on Twilight and blew up a microwave in the interview to be entertaining. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of everything going on there with that. Over Easy Mode, thank you so much for being here. Says, hey, Trinity, Battison was always a bad choice. I don't know. I mean, I think we'll see how it plays out. I'm not overly hyped for the Batman or anything. Just for the same reason, kind of like LB was saying in the stream earlier with Josh, is like, we've kind of been burned so many times. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's almost like they've never taken it serious except for the Nolans. You know what I mean? And why didn't we get more, like, I wanted more Batfleck. That's what I wanted. Michael Dad bod Batman Keaton. Yeah, right? Let's see. No, did I miss? What's going on here? Maybe I did. I don't know. Pattison is going to be a soy Batman. Yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll see. Noel says, isn't that the process though? You have to bulk up to get shredded and muscular. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. You bulk up, and then you tighten all the screws down, and then you get shredded. Like because you can't be shredded and bulk up. You gotta bulk up and then you shred. Absolutely. Trinity should play Superman. Ooh, I don't know, man. I love eating bad often enough. You can lose weight. You can lose the water weight for one shot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just like Hugh Jackman was doing those are crazy. The water, like he was doing like what do they call it, a dry fast or whatnot, where he wasn't even drinking water for like 24 hours. That's rough. I have personally myself done water fasts where I drink nothing but water for a week. A week. It's not that bad, but then thinking about no water for 24 hours, that's rough. It's about acting. Yeah, it's about acting. He's going to be fine. The man is a legit actor. Yeah, he's a legit actor. But again, that doesn't just mean that he's going to come in and knock the role out of the park either. He could be a great actor. Matt Reeves can be a great director, and that don't mean it's going to be a good movie. We've seen plenty of examples where we've seen great directors, great movies that look great. You got all the star power there and everything, and the movie is like, whoa, what? Ooh, what happened here? The Mr. Rogers we deserve. Apex Comics says, smell what the Rock is cooking. Trinity should try out for Batman if Pattison is going to be a pussy about it. Yeah, for sure. I'll go and start working out with Dwayne Johnson. We'll get all buff and stuff. Yeah, man. Get with the Rock. Val Kilmer is a better actor, but his Batman movie was crap. Yeah, absolutely. Good Lord, the whole interview was a joke. This is how Robert Pattison talks. He said some crazy things about the lady who wrote Twilight and that she was creepy. It's just how he is. Yeah. But I want my Batman, says Jonathan Velasquez. Yeah. Quarantine dad bod Batman. Everyone's so selfish about Batman. I know, man. I know. Aggressively relaxing says Trinity and LB acting like they both wouldn't fall deep into Cavill's blue eyes as Superman. Looks at them just for that moment in time. I bet dudes' dinner parties are dope. No charisma. Y'all crazy. No, I just think the charisma thing, I do believe that. Like when LB said that, I'm like, yes, like that's good, because here's the counter to that, where I think Gal Gadot actually has charisma. She's just not a great actor. It's like the exact opposite. Like she's got the charisma, she just ain't got the acting abilities. Like her acting is. Dare I trigger anybody and say, is as good as Brie Larson's? I'm just kidding. Her acting ability isn't that good. I know. I'm gonna get some dislikes for that shit. But like seriously, like honestly, like I think Brie Larson is a better actress than Gal Gadot. I'm sorry, bruh. You can leave a dislike. It's okay. I understand. But whether you like it or not, whether you like Brie Larson or not, or whether you like Gal Gadot or not, it's the truth. It's the truth. It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just like Captain Marvel is the most comic accurate MCU movie. And I'm sorry that you don't like that. And I'm not saying that it's a good movie. I'm not saying that it's great. I'm just saying it's the most comic accurate one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm mad at you. I know I can lose just a bit more. This isn't even my final form. Right? Yeah. This is yeah. Good one there, Dimash. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, that's funny. This isn't even my final. I need to break out some memes, man. That's what I need to do. Why do you assume I don't watch the movie? He's still not Batman. Yeah, and like I get it. If somebody's not into it, hey man, that's good. You know, it's all good. Like we're not everything's going to appeal to us all, and it's okay if you don't want to see a movie. Don't go see a movie. Yeah, it's all good. The only thing I don't like is when people have opinions. Like people have opinions on a movie. Like that movie sucks, and they haven't seen it. You know what I mean? Like you formed an opinion you haven't seen just based on like, oh well, somebody I know and somebody I trust seen the movie and they said it sucked, so I know that it sucks because I trust that person and we 100% agree on everything. Absolutely. Rob Boswell, thank you so much for being here. XR Coon says, lost track of time already. I know, man. It's, yeah. Did you say huge jacked man? But they said the same thing about Michael Keaton, Henry Cavill, Daniel Craig, huge jacked man. Yeah, absolutely. I hope he leans into this hard. I want him to be eating horrible food in every interview. Right? Like eating a pizza, like just taking it and folding it in half like the Rock would, and like putting like cereal and shit inside of it, like it's gonna be like a cereal pizza taco and shit. Yeah. You know, maybe toss some hot dogs in there. You know, yeah. Oh my god, I'm late and look at that thumbnail. Says Jason. Yeah, man, you like that thumbnail? Oh man. Eating cookies and just listening to this man ramble on. Yay. 1-2 Comic Talk. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm a little behind here, guys. Except for Henry Cavill, I got problems with all the actors in those roles. Fair enough. Trinity is Lex Luthor. I like that. I'd like to play a villain. I'd also like to play a hero. I think either one would be fun. Admittedly, I could probably do villain a little bit better. Everyone had a breakdown when Heath Ledger got cast as... Yeah, that too. Is it sad that I have more conversations on YouTube than I do with my friends? Yeah, I hear you. XR. I hear you. Trinity would make a good Lex Luthor. Oh, wait, no, that's not... You know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, you will. No, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not crazy. To me, the only definitive Joker is Mark Hamill. And see, for me, it's, you know, and Mark Hamill, Mark Hamill was a great Joker too, but like, if we're talking about like on screen, like actual, like, you know, it's Jack Nicholson. Because, you know, like I said, Heath Ledger did just fine, but like, pick up Jack Nicholson, put him in that movie, boop, instead, you know, he benefited from a better movie. Heath Ledger did. Put Heath Ledger in 1989 Batman. Boop. I don't know. Put clown noses on and everyone loses their minds. Yeah, they do. Yeah, put a clown nose. Yeah, yeah. Can we get Amalgam Universe live action Dark Claw? Yeah. Jason, doing well. Jason, hope you're doing well. Watch C.T. Fletcher, then come back to me about overtraining. Watch C.T. Fletcher. C.T. Fletcher. I don't know who C.T. Fletcher is. New sub courtesy of your man Josh. Hey, can you tell him to visit a barber? Being bros and all, he might listen. That shiznit's out of control. Oh man, that's funny. The kidry. The kid, did I say that right? The kid, that's hilarious. Yeah, yeah. I know, man. Like, I'm lucky because like I'm going bald anyway, and I'm not going bald. My hair's just migrating, but like I don't have. I just I just get a razor wrap and beep, beep, beep. It's that simple. It would be awesome if they did Batman Beyond movie and let Hamill play Joker for real. Yeah, that would be cool. Years ago, I met a hot girl in Vegas, and she told me I would make an awesome Joker. Absolutely. Yeah, you got that smile. You got that smile. Yeah, I could totally see that. I could totally see that, Apex. Yeah, thinking outside the box and making a great film will work. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Maybe they should make more inside the box then? Maybe? I don't know. How y'all know James Dean didn't play Batman? LB, I know that you don't get on. We got this clickbaited, so I'm not. I'm just gonna. Yep, I'm just gonna ignore that. Watch R&B show Robservations and his movie Free Enterprise. I need to see Free Enterprise, but I do watch Robservations every now and again. I think Batfleck was the closest to the animated Batman we got. He was at his peak. The story just sucked. Yeah, and I like Batfleck. I really do. That's a good point, LB. They have not taken the Batman seriously other than Nolan. And Nolan taking the DCU, they would have wanted it have been epic. Yeah, and I think the thing is, like, with the Nolan thing, like, it's almost, like, too big and grandiose, you know what I mean? Because I kind of think that's, I think it was the guys over at, Echo Base Network who had said something, made a remark, I can't remember exactly what they had said, like, about the sequel trilogy in Star Wars, and how like it's like with J.J. Abrams and like the movies, like they had to go over the top and be big and grandiose, where Star Wars was never really that. You know what I mean? Like they had to be bigger than life action and all this kind of stuff. I wouldn't say that it was I wouldn't say that it was Michael Bay over the top, but it was a little out there. You know what I mean? A little too more grandiose than it needed to be. And I think that's kind of where the Nolans would have went with that too. Like everything would have been like that big, and it doesn't have to be all that. It doesn't have to be all that. Because I kind of feel it's something I think I was gonna talk about yesterday too, where we talk about the comic companies, and they're wanting to put out the more popular books, the ones that are like the bigger storylines, the ones that have got the hype, the ones that are going to get people buying the book. Put those out on physical copies and leave the other ones for digitals, and then put it in a trade paperback and stuff like that. The only thing is, the bad thing about that is then everybody is always swinging for the fences. You know what I mean? Instead of you're swinging for the fences every time. You're going for that home run every time, which a home run is all fine, but sometimes you need an in the park home run. Sometimes you need the different hits out there, right? Because you can still have a great hit. You can still get a home run without knocking it out of left field. You know what I mean? You can still do that. And I kind of feel like that's where it might go, like where it could possibly go with stuff like that. James Dean would have been great would have been a great Nightwing to James Mason's Batman. Oh, man. Noah Martinez, you're such a cool host. I hope I could make it to the live shows more often, but I definitely catch the replays. Awesome, Noel. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Lawless Blackman says, you're lucky Tara isn't here to hear you say you like Brie Larson better. Okay. For one, I didn't say I like Brie Larson better. I just said that Brie Larson is a better actress than Gal Gadot. I didn't say I like Brie Larson more than I like Gal Gadot. I just said that Brie Larson has more talent as an actress than Gal Gadot does. And that's the truth. Whether you like Brie Larson or, you stand for Gal Gadot or however you feel about it, Brie Larson is a better actress than Gal Gadot. Okay, I'm not saying that she's a Meryl Streep or anything like that, but she is a better actress than Gal Gadot, hands down. I mean, anybody that denies that, I don't like being one of those people that says you're wrong, but you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like it's just. It's a fact, And I'm not saying, you can see by the look on my face, it's not something I like saying. I don't enjoy saying that because I know how a lot of people out there feel about it. I don't really care that much about it. But she is. She is. Wayne White says, I ain't bothering with this Batman flick. I can't stand Pattison. Okay, Pattison. Yeah. Don't say Brie Larson Trinity. LB's head will explode like transfers. Joe Marcus says, Gal's acting is hard for me to judge. It's the accent. Yeah. I could agree with that. Brie Larson is a better actor than Gal Gadot, and anyone that says anything different need to do something. Yeah, right? See, LB knows. LB knows. I don't think he's trolling either. I mean, seriously, I think that is a fact. She is a better actress than Gal Gadot. And that's not to say that I like it or anything like that. It's just true. I can do without Carl Manvers. I can't wait for Wonder Woman 1984. Me either. I can't wait to see Wonder Woman 1984 also. Supreme Comics Girl, hello Julie. How are you doing today? Hope all is well. Snowdub is here. Says, sorry I'm late. Don't worry, Snowdub. You're late and I'm barely getting caught up with the chat. So we're right there together, man. Yeah, who needs a barber? I shave my head too. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shaved heads are cool. Philip Anselmo said it's okay again. He took it back. He took it back for all of us. So it's okay to shave your head. Supreme Comics Girl says, I'm getting dinner ready and drinking a cup of coffee while listening to your stream, Trinity. We're talking Batman. What do you think of Robert Pattison going to play Batman? I'm okay with it. I'm not big into fan casting or anything. I don't care who plays whatever. I just want a good movie. Just give me a good movie. That's all I ask. Just a good movie. Eli Gray says, Nolan brought Snyder in and was a producer from what I remember. I think Christopher Nolan is not as grandiose as his brother, although I liked John's third season of Westworld but hated number 2. Okay. Yeah, I don't watch TV shows, so I wouldn't really know about that. But yeah, no, the Nolans are pretty good. I mean, they are good. But like I said, I mean, the thing is, like, the Batman movies he did, they weren't over the top. But I feel like if they kept going that way, they would have started to take it more over the top. And maybe not so much more so than Zack Snyder's Batman, but I think it would have been different. Or than Zack Snyder's, I guess, universe. It would have been different. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Brie Larson, I just want to play people. Thank you very much. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not saying, I know how people have their own views on this stuff. I'm just saying that she is, a better actress. Eli Gray says, dude, that Faith No More shirt is sick. Kingdom Kindergarten. Yeah. Yeah. I would sing those words out, but I can't. Yeah, I got this actually at the Faith No More show when they all reunited and went out and started touring again. It was great too because they come out and we actually met Mike Patton at that show. We bumped into him outside of the Palladium in Los Angeles. We bumped into him and Danny DeVito. They were just leaving to go get some dinner, I think, before the show. But yeah, that was great too. And they came out singing Reunited. Man, that was so great, dude. I'm telling you, Faith No More is so damn badass live in concert. Let alone you listen to their albums, how great they are, but live, man, Faith No More. Damn. I'm going to save my inappropriate comments about Mike Patton because y'all would think weird things about me if I said them, so I'm not going to say them, okay? But damn, Mike Patton, man. Mike Patton, bruh. That's all I can say. Faith No More? LB's favorite movie is The Unicorn Store. I believe that. We haven't really had a good Batman. I'm telling you, Batman Begins, man. Batman, for me, Batman Begins and Batman 89, those are obviously Batman 89 was a little bit on the cheesy side. It was a little bit campy and all that stuff, but that, to me, that's Batman. They hit the nail on the head there. And then Christopher Nolan's, Batman Begins, they hit the nail on the head there. I think it got a little bit bigger. They went a little more psychological thriller in the next couple. After that, and obviously they did that in the first one too. But like I think Batman Begins is a truly excellent movie. I love that movie. It's a good one. It's my favorite of the trilogy. Snowdog Music and Entertainment says, with a $2 super chat, says, slap that like button. Treat that like button like it was Gwyneth Paltrow and you were Harvey Weinstein and she was looking for a role in your next big blockbuster movie. Should I have said that? LB says Brie Larson has won an Academy Award for Best Actress. Gal Gadot has won Best Fat for Incels. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. LB. Oh, that's too good, man. That's too good. Oh, that's good, man. Apex Comics says Brie Larson is an SJW. Gal Gadot is a classy, gorgeous woman. Yeah, like I said, here's the thing when it comes to that kinds of stuff. Like Brie Larson, what she does, Gal Gadot, what she does, like people's personal opinion or like political opinions, stances, and all that stuff. Like when it comes down to it, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what any of these people think, what their views are, what they're like. They're free to go out there and express them and say everything they want to. That's okay. That's okay, because I don't take none of it seriously. I don't look that much into it. Because if I was going to look into what people were saying in the news and want to be triggered and all that stuff, I mean, I would never watch the MCU, let alone any Captain America movies, because you know who else is an SJW? Yeah. Chris Evans is one too. You know what I mean? And go look at all he's done. You know what I mean? Look at Alec Baldwin. Look at all he's done. You know what I'm saying? Alec Baldwin the same way. He got that TDS too. And don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for the man. No. But the thing is, like, if I looked into all the things these people would say and took that and was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch their movie, I wouldn't be watching any movies. Most of these people are whack jobs. I wouldn't be watching any of their movies if I wanted to take whatever their political statement or stance was and everything like that. And even Alec Baldwin, a long time ago, he used to do all that political stuff. And of course, we can see he's getting into it again with all of his Trump skits on Saturday Night Live. But he said that he started to back away from a lot of that like political speaking stuff, speaking out so much politically about things because it was starting to affect his career. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Chris Evans even said the same thing. If I'm not mistaken. And that's the whole thing. Like, say all you want. I don't care. You know why? Like, I might listen to it. I might see the interview. I might see the whatever. Thing is I don't care. You're a person just like me. You're free to have your opinions, your thoughts, and your feelings on everything just like me. Whether I agree with them or not, that's okay. Just you do you. You know what I mean? You do you. You're not here to satisfy me. You're not here to make me happy. You're not. Maybe you're trying to call me to action. You're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that looks at these people and says, "Oh, you're my role model." No, my role model was my parents. Okay. Now the thing is do these people inspire me? Yes, absolutely, 100% they inspire me. They inspire me to want to be a better person, want to be a better actor, or anything like that. Just maybe through the works that they do in their movies, watching Captain America, that inspires me. Absolutely. But they're still not my role models. That's not what it is. If you have kids out there and that's one of your arguments is these people need to be our role models. No. You're doing it all wrong. They're actors and actresses. They're not role models. You know what I mean? Even, what was it? Was it Charles Barkley? Wasn't it Charles Barkley back in the day? I'm not a role model. That's the thing. No. Let these people inspire you to do good things, to do better things. Look at all these athletes and things out there. Lance Armstrong. Love the man. He's great. Lance Armstrong is the man. But he's a doper. He was cheating. So was everybody else in the peloton. He's still inspiring to watch, to hear his story and everything that happened. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, I talked about the doping thing a lot here on before on the channel. People have a lot of misconceptions about it. But you know what? He's not my role model. I just see what he did. I watch his story. I read his, I've got 2 of his books, all that stuff. He's still inspiring. It doesn't mean he's my role model. It just inspires me, you know? And there's a lot that inspires me. People inspire me in good and bad ways. Sometimes I learn lessons from you. I learn what to do from you. And sometimes I watch people and I learn what not to do. It's that simple. I always wanted a We Care a Lot studio recording with Patton on it. I can only listen to the live version. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I know Anthrax did something similar to that with some songs and stuff. Whoa, that got dark. Oh, what got dark? What I? Oh, was it? Yeah, the super chat. LB for the win. Yeah. Can you make my real doll look like Wonder Woman? It's either a Tesla or the doll, and you know, I think I'll probably be right. One more than the other. Random Silicon Valley incel. Oh man. LB says these celebs need to realize all their audience don't like them. Have your opinion, but don't act like the other side are beneath you. Absolutely, 100% agreed. Absolutely. Eli Gray says, read a good article on Gen X and how being woke is a joke. Let people be and stop worrying about everyone else. Absolutely. Now there is a little bit of give and take there, but for the most part, yeah, live and let die. And the oversensitivity is too much. Also, we are like that cause our parents weren't around and we weren't supervised. Well, my parents were and we were, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. LB says, too many people worrying about what actors say. They paid to entertain me in the movies. I don't care what they say. They didn't vote for. Yeah, absolutely. I don't care. Like, it's irrelevant to me. You want to go ahead and say your piece? Say your piece. You got your platform. That's okay. The thing is, like, if you got your platform, could you at least do me a favor and use it responsibly? Just use it responsibly. Because some of the stuff going on out there, we can see that people, they don't use it responsibly, man. I'm guilty of it too. I don't use it responsibly all the time. But I don't have a huge platform. As it grows, I try to be a little bit more responsible. And yes, I actually used the word try that time. A word that I don't like to use. But that's the thing, is like, if you've got a huge platform like that, at least use it responsibly. Like, and I think that's a big thing with the like everybody saying the stuff about the political stuff. Why a lot of people take issue with it. It's not even just the SJW topics and things like that, hot topics. I think what it is for the most part is people are influenced by you. Adults and children alike are influenced by you. Be responsible with that. You shouldn't be telling people how to vote. It's okay to tell people how you're going to vote and why you feel that way, but the whole calls to action and then treating people like they're bad people if they vote for this person or that person or all that other stuff, that's wrong. That's not responsible. And that's not what they should be doing. So there's a little give and take there with all of that. You got to be responsible with it. Be responsible with it. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, you should go check out Young Rippa 59 and his live stream. He did For Canon's Sake a few weeks ago with the Saska sisters. Go watch that interview, man. They lay this shit out just plain, just how simple it is. How simple it is to be a good writer, director, actor, anything like that. Say what you want to say and not be a piece of shit, pretty much. They pretty much lay out a pretty simple and easy to follow guideline. And you know what? It's not that hard. It's just as simple as realizing, you know, your humility, that you're human, just like everyone else. Nobody's perfect. It's really what it comes down to. People that disagree with you, they're not assholes. They just disagree with you. They might be assholes, but yeah, go watch I'm telling you, go watch it. It was great. Imagine all the people. Yeah. Oh man. You should check out the actors on Actors. It's almost as good as Unicorn Store. Oh man. We in this together live from my $500 million mansion. Yeah. Nathan Big Game says, what's responsible to one is a problem to another person. Absolutely. But I think that's where it comes down to, like, we all know the difference. Yeah, we get it. Eli Gray says Pattison and J-Lo have an episode up. Oh, okay, all right. Join the Carlin party. If you're not offended, we're doing something wrong. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, guys. Well, that's we've been going for just a little over an hour here. We're going to go ahead and call it a show, but first off, I want to say thank you so much to Damaj and Snowdub Music and Entertainment for the $2 super chats. I hope you guys are both doing well. They each send in a $2 super chat. And like I said, we started off the show talking a little bit about New Mutants. What's your hype level for New Mutants? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm hyped to see it. The more it keeps getting pushed back, the more hyped I get. The more I'm ready to get out to the theater to see it. And yes, I want to see it in a theater, but yes, I would still go watch it today if they released it on digital release. This is one of those I absolutely would, because I just want to see this movie. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. And then we got in and talked about this whole thing with Robert Pattison Batman. He upset some people, and you know, everybody thinks he's gonna be skinny Batman and all that stuff. And hey, you know, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. But you know, there's always the progression, the ups, the downs, and the ins and outs of training. We've got to take all those things into consideration. I think maybe Robert Pattison was half joking, and maybe he's also feeling a little bit burnt out. It's possible. It happens. You know, it really does happen. Burnout is a real thing. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's all good. I don't look that much into it. But make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh, you know what? Actually, by the way, go make sure you check out my recent comic book reviews. I've got some posted up. They've been dropping. I'm going to have more coming up. And we'll see you all in the next video. Later.